All right, what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. We don't have nothing to talk about. We saw Cameron last night on CNN, and how ignorant he behaved. Ugh, so disgusting. Such a damn dumb donkey. He was on there. It's on the blogs right now. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. Get down in the comments once the video is over so that we can have a discussion or dialogue. One thing I wanted to address is there was a comment that was posted on Diddy's on the video that I did about Sean Combs yesterday, and said, this person said, first I need to calm down because a lot of people and their takes. What I find utterly and completely disgusting is that Black women are trying to separate themselves in a way by saying that Cassie is not Black. So therefore, she shouldn't be protected, or this shouldn't be discussed, or this is not our problem, ladies. Kim Porter will have justice. The problem is, and this is what I've been saying online, and I said I wasn't going to make any more videos about this, but it's the commentary that we're talking about now and how ignorant some of you Black women are coming off. And it's so disgusting. And I'm not in community with Black women who feel like other races and ethnicities of women should be excluded from protection because they're not Black. What kind of bigot ass shit is that? How are you fighting over something that doesn't even really exist? Race is a social construct, an illusion. That person is a woman being abused and tortured and raped by a man. And somehow you have the nerve to say, I give zero fucks about what he did to Cassie. I ain't putting on no cape for this Latino. Let them go after Diddy. I'm still upset with the abuse of Black women. You should be upset with the abuse of women, period. What is wrong with y'all? What kind of dumb shit is that? Are you operating from a trauma response that these niggas don't choose y'all? And so you just don't like the other women that they choose, the preferences that they choose? So y'all take it out on her. I'm so disgusted by that. And anyone who thinks like that or who is operating in that frequency, please unsubscribe from my channel. Because this is woman first channel over here. This is a woman first channel over here. I am an ally to all women and femmes, period. Period. I said, if you have this stance, please unsubscribe from this channel fucking quickly. I hate this shit. Cassie is a woman who was grossly abused. That man would immobilize her and have men do things to her body. And this is what you say? These takes are beyond disgusting. You disgusting bitch, unsubscribe from my channel and get your fucking ass out of here. And then I posted pictures of Cassie's father, who is Filipino, her mother, who is of multicultural. She's African American, Mexican, and West Indian, and her father is Filipino. She is definitely multicultural, but she is a woman first. And I'm not going to say, well, my support is only going to be if she's a Black woman. You know how stupid and ridiculous that sounds? I want to read some of the comments. Robin Barber says the utter ignorance of such a statement. We must stop operating in a matrix mode and break these mental chains of society operating in an evil mode or be destroyed with it. The planet will balance itself and destroy such energies. Honeycomb says, when I see people make comments or statements like this, they sound beyond stupid. I don't care if she was brown, orange, purple, green, and yes, Black. Abuse is wrong in all shades, colors, and forms. People are so stupid. Miracle says, I don't give a damn what race a DV victim is. Wrong is wrong. LB Living says, they really could have just said nothing and sat down. still would have been fed up. But the audacity to assert and insert themselves like this. Yes, sadly, people are more responsible the further the victim is from blackness. That's a separate issue. This comment is hateful and callous. It's also ignorant AF. This isn't about that. It's about an abuser being exposed and a DV survivor being acknowledged. You clearly give a few fucks if you felt the need to speak out like this. And three, you need to expand your mind and heart. Let go of that binary and fixed pie thinking that has you believing that you have to pick one or the other, and that you have to take from one to give to another. We live in a world of abundance plagued by hate and greed. Wake up. Grow Evolve says, at the end of the day, Cassie is a woman, in all caps. What happened to Cassie is happening to all women all over globally. White, black, Asian, etc. No woman is free from this until it stops happening to all women. Cassie is a woman of color, many colors. She's really a true definition of a melting pot. When African American women are abused, murdered, missing, whatever, we rarely have sympathy or compassion. I don't know what has happened in this person's life that makes them so hardcore uncaring. This is sad. Question, it's all an illusion. Question, a little off topic. Are we going to give Carisha the same grace when she comes out a few years and say that she was abused? I honestly don't see the difference between Carisha and Cassie, but I know Carisha is going to have a tough time getting grace from the community. Well, then you need to modify and check yourself when she comes out and says, if she comes out and says that she was abused. Check your response before you make a response, a post, a video, or whatever. Check yourself and ask yourself, am I giving her the same amount of grace? And what kind of grace? This person was being abused and tortured. What? I don't understand it. And y'all be asking, you know who y'all are asking for grace from? The same fucking people who harm you. What the fuck kind of dumbass backward shit is that? From the people who harm you. You're asking for grace from whom? The fact of the matter is she's a woman, and a woman of color at that. She was a woman abused. Kim gave Cassie her phone before she died. And didn't Cassie give that phone over to the authorities? That sounds like they were working together. And yeah, there's something going around that said that Cassie was laughing at some like colorism shit. Do you realize that every person in that group that was with Cassie, all those people around her were at least 18 to 20 years older than her? Does everybody realize that she was 19 and this man was 30, over 35, trying to get with her? What is wrong with y'all? This sounds like where they were working together. This is high vibe. It sounds like some use this in case something happens to me. Conversations were happening. Cassie is a human being that didn't deserve the abuse, just as Kim Porter was a human being that deserved to live. It's sad that Cassie's ethnicity determines whether you have empathy for her. When it was a black man who was her abuser. A replica says, I care about the unique lived experiences of black women. Let me tell you something about black women in America. None of you are 100% black. So cut the shit out. Cut it out. I care about the unique lived experiences of black women deeply in a reserved way, and I understand critiquing black people's particular but very normal pedalization of non-black women. See, y'all are literally operating from a trauma response that black men choose non-black women. So you have this latent disdain for non-black women. And for those non-black women who play into that shit, those pick-me's who play into that shit. And shout out to Cynthia G, and everybody fucking knows that them motherfucking bitches get the same nigga. Everybody knows it doesn't matter what you look like. So while you're operating from a trauma response and thinking this woman doesn't deserve protection, or you shouldn't give a fuck because she's not black, she's not fully black, she's never claimed black, what does that fucking mean? You are trapped in this matrix. You are trapped. If you're operating like that, you are stuck, stagnant, trapped. She says, but I give a fuck about what happened to her because she's human. Being she's a person, she's a woman. And even the rumor about her thinking she's better than Kim point at some point are true. They're not true. They're not true. The way that Umar came out and said, if it was a dark-skinned black woman, you see how he ignited y'all? You see how that motherfucking man charged y'all bitches up? Do you see how he charged you up? You let a man fucking charge you up. Once again, triangulate you to the point where you say you don't give a fuck about what happened to a woman who was tortured and abused and raped. You're sick. Disgusting. What happened to her should have never happened to her. It's absolutely deplorable and sadistic what a beast would do to her. I don't give a fuck about what box she checks off in this scenario. She was in hell for literal decades. I love to see her at the helm of this toppling empire, the slayer of sweet revenge. I love to see her escape. I love to see her second act. I love to see her being supported. Imagine if we actually lived in this post-radical world. It's infuriating that you would even take that stance. It shows me that you're locked. You're more than likely male identified. You're more than likely still running around sniffing after black men. I know what it is. I know what it gives. I know y'all are operating from a trauma response where these niggas triangulate you. And so you have an issue with the woman instead of having an issue with the man. Umar Johnson mentioned the complexion of that woman, and it ignited y'all and it charged y'all up. And once again, you done fell into a trap where you're now protecting black. But when something happens to your black body, these black men do not give a fuck. So what are you protecting black for? What is that about? And because this woman isn't 100% black, I saw some other ignorant ass woman on Twitter. You have to be 100% black. Nobody in this country is 100% black. Nobody. Her race has nothing to do with it. What happened to her was disgusting. I'm in full support of Cassie. However, that genealogy doesn't make her black. But why is her race being talked about? This is pretty much what Dr. Umar said. BM will always use race to deviate from accountability of their misogyny. Anyways, and Cassie is Afro-Latina. It doesn't matter what she is. This woman was, I don't care if Cassie was white. She was a white woman. I don't care. That man was abusing her. Do you realize this is the thing that keeps sticking out in my head. And it infuriates me that he would give her drugs to immobilize her and let men and whoever do whatever to her body. She was tortured and raped and drugged and abused. She was tortured. And it's because she's not 100% black. You are a bigot. I don't care if she was a white biracial. This is Queen Quiche. She says, right. I don't care if she was white biracial. I'm sick of women making this about color. I bet the ones saying this don't even stick up for black women like that. What difference does it make about her ethnic background? This is absurd. As women, we have to stick together. Sis, you shouldn't have even told that 304 Cassie's racial makeup. If he'd beat a woman of non-black descent, what do you think he would do to us? So it would behoove all women to stand against this mess. Fuck Diddy and fuck anybody that ain't appalled by his behavior. Don Gray said, damn, so we're categorizing abuse by race? I really appreciate your response. Drea Loving Life says, black, white, red, yellow. Why does that matter? She is a woman who was abused, period. Women with this take are dangerous. Ladies, keep your eyes open and head on a swivel. The ops are exposing themselves. And she's been blocked. Whoever that was has been blocked from my channel. I don't want none of that shit over here. That's disgusting. I don't come from a segregated place. My best friends growing up were not black. They were Arab, Mexican, Chicana. They were everything. Filipino, everything. So I don't have that fucking view, even though I know how black men triangulate pick-me's, non-black pick-me's with black pick-me's and triangulate them. And now you got an attitude with them because they've been pushed up. And then even though you know Cynthia G has a fucking archive of showing you that these women don't get treated differently. They don't get treated differently. And for you to say, well, basically you're saying you're black first. Like the black men tell y'all, you black first, you black first. But when something happens to black LGBT or black women in films, it's always, well, what did she do? What happened? I gotta see all the evidence first. They become law-abiding citizens and shit. Abuse to a woman is abuse to a woman. I don't care about what race she is. I'm for women. I don't care of the race. And if some women don't feel that way towards me, that's okay. It doesn't change my stance for any woman. This is beyond disgusting. But I'm not going to have more morality reward because my therapist just got on me for wishing that someone would treat all 4 of Diddy's daughters like he treated women. Because I know Cassie is not an isolated incident. I'm working on myself. Yeah, we do that a lot. When we find out somebody is homophobic, we wish them a gay child. Why would you wish a gay child to a homophobic parent? No. Why would you wish harm, right? Why would you wish harm on their offspring just because they've harmed somebody else? I wouldn't want those twins to be harmed in the same way their father harmed women. Misa, Kim, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott, Faith Evans, all the women that were around, from what I've heard, Mary J. Blige was harmed by him one time. Little Kim, y'all need to come up and speak up. And I said it, I'm going to say it here. I said it on Twitter. And I'm just going to speak transparently and plain. Missy Elliott, overweight, dark skin, boyish. She's not sexually attractive to these men. When men don't find a woman sexually attractive, they will show who they are in front of her. While she's sitting up there amongst the men making beats, I'm sure and goddamn well that she has witnessed some bullshit. Because they act a different way with women they aren't sexually attracted to. Again, Missy is dark skinned, she was fat, and she ran around dressed like a boy. So she saw some things. Trust me. Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, Little Kim, all of y'all need to come out and say what y'all saw. I think that a lot of people are still not coming out because he's not in jail. I think once he's behind bars and can't inflict harm on anyone, the people are going to start talking. The bodyguards are coming out. They're getting more notoriety. They've been talking about Puffy. They've been talking how abusive he was. But y'all thought these niggas wanted clout. Y'all didn't believe them. That them niggas just want clout. You didn't believe what they said. And now they're coming out again, being interviewed. Why y'all didn't come out now? Y'all didn't read the complaint. She mentioned Bonds in her complaint, the one who actually helped her. And then Cameron, he gets his stupid ass on CNN and acts like he didn't know that he was being called on there to talk about Puffy. Okay, nigga, so I get where you're coming from. You're a black man on a grand stage trying to protect the social image of a rapist, a liar, a thief, and a murderer. I got it. It's on trend. It's on brand for you disgusting pigs. Somebody said, oh, she's not entirely wrong. I feel like it's hard for black women just to be about black women. Listen, lady, or I don't know, this perpetual victimhood has to stop. I need y'all to stop repeating that Malcolm X quote. Stop it. It's almost as if you're trying to win at being at the bottom. It seems like you're trying to maintain a position at the bottom. Because what would be the reason why you would repeat such a mantra like that, only to call that energy into your space? You wonder why the so-called black community ain't in order, because they're always chanting no justice, no peace. So guess what's going to reverberate as crowds of people are chanting that mantra? Black women, you better stop chanting that mantra by Malcolm X about black women being the most this and the most that. Y'all say that statement with pride and honor as if you are wanting to be at the bottom of the totem pole. What is wrong with y'all? Stop saying that shit. You don't realize that brings the energy of what you're saying into your world? You Bible thumpers, isn't the what you say something about the tongue? What is it? Be mindful of what you say comes out of your mouth. You know God, good and goddamn well you shouldn't be repeating that mantra over and over again as if it's a position you want to maintain. And who is it that you're asking for respect from? Fuck these people. I feel like it's hard for black women just to be about black women because they're already giving and ready to stick up for everyone because they understand what it's like. Somebody said, no, she's wrong. Someone thinking that way doesn't care about black women getting abused. They rather see the abuser win. I said, she's wrong. She's a woman first. That's undeniable. This race thing is fake. Okay, right. But the sooner black women put themselves first, the better. Well, if black women would stop saying they're the most disrespected and the most this and the most that, as if it's a fucking badge of honor. Once y'all stop saying that, and once again, I don't know who the fuck you're asking for respect from. Y'all are still asking your oppressors for protection? Fuck them people. You commune with women who are not male-centered and who will not say, because you're not fully black, which no one is fully black, but because you're not fully black, hell, I'm not fully black, and I got 4 black-ass grandparents. Take the cape off. When was the last time Cassie mentioned femicide? Girl, let me block you. Why would Cassie need to mention femicide? Do you realize she was being tortured for almost a decade? Because it's not just black femicide. Do you know that femicide is happening all over the globe? Do you know that women are being murdered in mass all over the fucking globe? It's not just black femicide, it's femicide, period. And this illusion, this social construct of race has y'all fucking stuck. Stuck. Let's listen to what I want y'all to hear what Cameron said. Let me go back and block this person telling me to take a cape off. I have a cape on for women, goddammit. I have a cape on for women. You goddamn right. Hide user from my channel. Yeah, you got to get the fuck up out of here. Okay, let me go to the blogs.
I sponsor the blog.
I'm done cussing y'all out and crying because I'm disgusted by that. Anybody who has a stance like that, where you're still stuck on black, when you know that it really doesn't even matter, because if you are a black woman who is harmed, who are the people coming to your rescue? Black men? Are black men coming to your rescue? So why are you putting black first in this situation? As if black men would come to your rescue. Do you hear the black men in the comments talking about, oh, she ate off of him for 10 years. Now she want to come out and say she was being abused. Those are your men, right? Your black men, your beloved black men. They want you to put black first. But when it's something that happens to you, they don't put black first. They put their gender first. Every time. You know how black men get together and lock arms? You know how men get together and lock arms when a woman is being abused? They come together. Ryan Clark, and I'm not giving him too much, but he said what needed to be said, coming out of a man's mouth. I'm going to play it, and then we're going to go to the blogs.
Like, Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. right? And I think the men who are around him and knew he was that, they bitches too. I do have two little girls, and we sort of got into the conversation when he was.
Let me say this. For the men who only see the humanity in women until they have daughters, as if you don't have sisters, mothers, aunts, and grandmothers, you're dumb as hell too. You're whack as fuck if you don't see the humanity in the female body until you have fucking daughters. And this motherfucker has 2, 3 daughters. And this is how he does women. So having a daughter doesn't mean shit. And if you don't see the humanity in the female body until you have daughters, fuck you too.
And some of the things he was saying is like, no, if he did those things, he's a monster. If he did those things, he should rot in jail. And it's not to say that he should be in a place to where he could never be forgiven. That's between him and God. That's between him and Cassie. But we can look at that as men and say that some things you don't get to come back from. And the video is so telling, right? Because she's escaping, right? Like she's not, it's not one of those things where you're in a situation where you can tell somebody, hey, I'm leaving you, or hey, I don't want to be here, and you can walk out and not fear for your life, right? Like you watch TV shows where people running from war and running from things that people are trying to kill them, trying to hurt. That's what that woman was doing, right? And then he pulls her down and he's stumping her. Bro, I'm a grown man who is perfectly fine defending himself. But even if I'm fighting somebody right now that I dislike, I'm not gonna fucking stomp you on the ground. And it brings into mind like all the other whole shit he's ever done publicly. All the ways that he's used his power, all the ways that he's disrespected people and treated people, and you let him do that because of his power. And now you know that this woman has been living with this for years. And those bruises heal, right? But emotionally, mentally, the trauma that she's experienced, and then to come out after all these years and finally have the courage to say something about it, to do something about it, to in some way try to recoup some of your dignity, in some way try to recoup what he took from you. Now you got to hear everybody in the world doubt that you ever went through those things. And when you look at some of the affidavits and read some of the things of the civil cases, you can look at those things and say, you know what? He's just in some way perverted. Maybe those things aren't things that broach illegalities. Maybe some of those things aren't things that are immorally wrong. But to beat that woman like that, someone who's clearly scared of you, someone who's clearly in fear, someone who's clearly afraid, and you think that make you a fucking man? And so for me, there is no coming back from it. For me, there is no, it's ever going to be okay. For me, all our prayers, all our thoughts should be with that woman. All our thoughts should be with her husband, who in some way is going to have to try to help that woman heal from what the fuck that man did. And
let me read some of the comments. Love what he said about believing women when we say that this happened to us. Love what he said about believing women when we say this has happened to us or is happening to us. And with that being said, we shouldn't need to see videos to believe it. He spoke to that very well. I feel him. This is what I mean when I say scrutinize these men. Heavy on no grace for these monsters. Exactly. Somebody says protect this man at all costs. No. Not too much on that. We're going to pray for all parties. I said, nah, fuck Puff. It's a black woman, of course. Women in the hood getting stomped daily and no one cares. What does that even mean? Are you doing anything about that since you're so aware? What exactly are these comments like this supposed to contribute to any victim? Who does it benefit but Diddy and people like him? Standing up for everyday people is great, but when it's done at times like this, it's suspect. You didn't even have to mention a name. This was very well said. I'm so grateful to hear this real man stand up. Very well put, and I thank him for being a man enough to stand up for Cassie as well as all women. Somebody says, why are we praying for Diddy? Pray for his victims. Let God handle him. Diddy has 4 girls. What he's done, that's right, he does have 4. What he's done to women, some man may do to his girls. Be careful what you do to lot in life. Yet, yes, those were my words exactly. Perverse behavior, a parasite. It's so sad. Then to know he made men do stuff to him for debuts and production is just unimaginable. So it's going to always have to be a video for us to believe people are getting abused. Exactly. All right, let's go to the blogs. That's all I had to say about that. It says Cameron says he showed out on CNN because they didn't invite him to talk about Diddy, but because they invited him to talk about Diddy, but they've never asked him to speak on the positive things that he does in the community. You call me on CNN for bullshit, I'm gonna give you bullshit. And the fact that he's acting like you have a 0 degrees of separation between you and Puffy. You're acting like you didn't know that based on Friday's video being released, that you were asked to CNN to talk about Puffy, not about the good things that he's done, because you sit on your weak ass podcast and talk about the harmful ways that Puffy showed up. You can talk about it on your podcast, but when you get on a grand stage, you have to act like a black ass donkey, drinking a sex enhancement drink, talking about I'm gonna go clap some cheeks. This black man was sitting on there with a black woman and disrespected her while she was trying to do her fucking job, talking about he's gonna clap some cheeks. That's not funny.
Let's actually talk about that before we even get into the questions. Like, elephant in the room. You were on another show.
Yeah, I came. I didn't even go home last night because I went to the studio. I washed up though, so I'm good. I ain't gonna explain none of that. But yeah, man, you was gonna say something? Oh no, I seen your hand. Yeah, no, they invited me on the show to talk about what's going on with Diddy and all that. And then my thing about it was, Mace, that they didn't invite me on to say about how successful our show is or the positive stuff we do in the community. How every day, 5 days a week, Mace talks to kids on the Zoom call. Mace doesn't even promote this. I'm going to promote this for Mace. Is that every day at 5 o'clock, it don't matter what's going on, what's happening, where he's at. It could be money involved. It could be a photo shoot. It could be whatever. He stops what he's doing to talk to kids around the.
Yeah, let's actually
about being positive and doing what they believe in and so on and so forth. And to the point where, one day he was at my house and whatever Diddy going through to down him. And listen, the video, I don't support it. I don't believe in domestic violence. I don't believe in anything that has to do with being a pedophile. I don't believe in sex trafficking. I think what I seen in the video was egregious, and the charges are fucked up. They're really fucked up. Oh, wait, but nigga, I said what I said. I gave a disclaimer at the beginning. Then we got on the commercial. That was that. So that's how that went yesterday, man. I don't know why they didn't watch 60 Minutes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this sports card.
He literally disrespected that woman. He drank a sex enhancement supplement on air and then told this woman that he was going to go clap some cheeks later. I wouldn't invite him anywhere ever again. Stick to your old podcast with them big ass teeth, sounding like you got a film of mucus layered in your throat. Get the fuck out of here, you dog. I don't know why you niggas think you could tell somebody to shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up, bitch. Fuck you niggas. Get on my fucking nerves. And y'all so easily triangulated. That's all I have to say about that. I'm really pissed off at the comments and the reactions. Here, let me just go to Twitter so I can tell you what the shit that was happening on Twitter. Hold on. Charleston White wants to know why people want Diddy in jail. She wanted some money. Not one time did that girl call the police on Diddy. I said I want to call him a hard R. I think Charleston White is another disgusting, vile, decrepit, low level, under the gutter, under the cement bitch. Cameron asking who booked him for that interview was a valid ass question though. But who thought that it was a good idea? I said, well, then he's dumb. His degrees of separation from Puff is literally 0%. He knows what the fuck he was going to be asked. He was a disrespectful dog. And I said, what kind of we're going to get on that later. I'm going to talk about Simone Biles being upset because everybody is calling him Mr. Simone Biles. I'm going to get on her in a second. This dumbass woman, she always has the stupidest ass takes. Calling Cassie a black woman finna piss me off. Now we can acknowledge her plight and provide her support, but we not about to attach her to black women and make it an oppression thing because of her association to hip hop. That woman is heavily mixed, but not black. Somebody says her mother is black. There's no mistaking her for anything else. She says her mother is Native American, Hispanic, and black. Her father is Filipino. Cassie is mixed. She is not black. Please cut the shit. Her mom has more black in her than she does. Hispanic isn't a race, and a lot of black people have Native American in them. If you saw her mother walking down the street, you wouldn't mistake her for anything other than black. She comes back and says, let me be Crystal. Then she's Mexican, and Cassie doesn't even claim being black like y'all do. She looks ambiguous, if anything, actually looks more Filipino. Mexico has cities that are predominantly black, so her mother being part Mexican proves nothing. Cassie, to me, looks like a light-skinned black woman. Making shit up won't change the facts. If it was, she was just black, you wouldn't differentiate between black, Mexican, and black. She's multicultural with a deep tan, then she's brown. Do you realize you are literally going back and forth talking about the color of a woman's skin and how she shows? What kind of sick? This is sick. This is disgusting. Making up shit don't change facts. If it was she was just black, you wouldn't differentiate between Mexican and black. She's multicultural with a deep tan. She's a brown woman, not black. Is your skin black, you idiot? This is black, stupid. This is black. But you're making shit up to fit your agenda. You're policing blackness to exclude a group of women you clearly take issue with. And that's that triangulation. You male identified pick me bitches climbing up Mammy Mountain, got your goddamn boots on. Her father is Filipino. Her mother is mixed. How can she be black? How can she be just black? She's a biracial woman. But why can't she be black if she's black? Why wouldn't it be the dominant part of her makeup? It's certainly the dominant gene. More importantly, no, Asian is the dominant gene if you really want to get technical. More importantly, why is it so important for you to life her and others who are mixed? What does that do for you? Someone said, it's about to piss me off too. Cassie don't even claim to be black, even though the black community has made her more famous more than any other ethnicity group. They don't even go this hard for black women for real. This is sad. Who gives a fuck what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why is her ethnicity a factor at all? She's always claimed black. Her Carol's Daughter campaign with Solange and Salida Eubanks in 2011 was literally about being black. Just say you don't like her. Just say you don't like her, LOL. She even claimed being black in Vibe magazine when she was still a model before her singing career. These folks had never be in the know of anything, right? Y'all just be talking, and it's so clothed in bigotry. Like you're a black woman bigot. Y'all be bigots though. Y'all really do be bigots. Y'all really do be bigots. And you're operating from a trauma response. Right. That lady has no association to us. Bigotry is creepy. Self-congratulating bigotry is creepier. Right. If you in Paradise Paris were born white in the 1920s Alabama, you'd be the first in line for the rope and hood. Exactly, because that's what y'all giving. It's disgusting. This guy says, what's the percentage to be considered fully black? Just asking. 100%, she says. Oh, then somebody said, oh, honey, read a history book. All of my grandparents were subject to Jim Crow laws, and 2 DNS tests have me at 65%. They raped the slaves to make more slaves. That's why we look different than Africans, and why many Africans look down on us, because we're mixed to them. Paris Paradise is that little pug looking bitch who always got them fucking weak ass takes. No one is 100% black, you dumbass donkey. You stupid ass bitches sicken me. You do. You make me sick. I'm not in community with you stupid assholes. I'm not. You fucking bitches. You are so a bunch of fucking bitches. Bigot bitches. You the same ones that got an issue with trans women too. Fuck all you hoes.